Welcome to Warrior Commission Now, where we talk about practical ways to live out your commission with the Lord. I'm Christine Casten, and I am joined today by Yvonne Tchakounte, and I am so excited. We've just been talking about, we've actually just been chatting, and something came out that I think is really cool. So I just wanted Yvonne to share a little bit about her journey and her training toward identity within her time in the Warrior Commission. So Yvonne, you want to start with just sharing the identity statement that you've discovered? It just blew me away. It was so awesome and cool. So it was so amazing. So would you share that with us here?
Okay, I will. I am a groundbreaker, smashing impenetrable gates through my God-given potential to enter new territory and new places of identity, freedom, and inheritance.
Woo! That's awesome. That's a really powerful statement. And you didn't have that statement before you went through this training, right? This is part of what came out through your training. So one of the things, as I was sharing with you earlier, one of the things we've actually never done is talk to someone about our training and just share a little bit about kind of how we train in the Warrior Commission. And so Yvonne, you've been with us since April of 2020. And you just soared. I mean, it's just been so fun to see your journey and all the things that God's doing through it. And you are now in our foundation stage 4. And so, or have you just finished it?
I just finished it.
Just finished it. Oh, whoosh. You're an ebb right now then. We have flow and ebb is like right after you finish your training. Just take a little bit of time just to let it marinate a bit. So tell us a little bit about your experience and going through the training and what God was kind of showing you and kind of how he entered into your world in that process.
So when I first started with my training, I really was checking the box, if you want. So about 2 weeks after I sent it back in, and I was doing it from my phone because I didn't even have a computer at that time. And probably because I waited too long to get there, because about 3 years or 4 years ago, 2017, when I went to expectation, that's what I really wanted to do, get in that class. So I look for
Warrior Commission, basically, is what you're talking about. Yeah.
The commission. So I look for everybody that was connected to it, so I can see how I can get in, but I didn't. So I let go. So I told the Lord, hey, it's okay. I'm just gonna study on the side. So I bought some material, began to read. And by the way, my favorite book is Prophetic Wisdom.
Yeah.
Prophetic Wisdom is my favorite book.
Yeah, that's Prophetic Wisdom by Graham Cook.
Yeah, so I read that. So last year, 2020, I received an invitation to join the conference. So I said, okay, yeah. So I joined the conference. After the conference, I filled my application this time because time passed. I filled the application and I don't know, I never finished it. So this time they say, oh yeah, you want to have interview? I said, okay. So got in. But I wanted to do the training just with my old mindset. So just finish it quick and set it in. Maybe it worked for the first 3, but this one, it didn't work.
Sometimes the Lord says, slow down, I got some more for you to do.
So I'm baptizing this stage 4, my best training yet. So so I started with the book of Acts. So I have a little bit of hump there that I'm like, oh. So after I moved past that, I was doing something again, and my statement, which is the one that I picked, was, I am the way and I am, the life and the truth. That was my statement. I wrote it down. Then the Lord said, no, you got to go back. You got to go back and study this statement, because I only picked mine and I didn't. So I went back, and it was during that time, the same ministry uses color to teach with that. So it's amazing. It's amazing. So I studied that. Then maybe 2 weeks after that, there is a call, there is an engagement call and talking about color. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is just the other day when he told me not to move fast. Go back and read this. And I am in another training where they're talking about color. So now it's not something new, it's something that I can understand. But all I have to do is learn this new way, the way she's going to explain her color. So it was just amazing. The Lord has taught a lot. And during the time that I'm learning about color, my daughter is going through something. And I was going to pick her up from Union Station in DC. And I decided to wear orange because that color was safety. So I decided to wear orange because that was safety in that study. So I wore orange. I said, okay, I'm going to declare this safety until I get there. Because she started calling me, pick me from here, pick me before my destination. I said, well, you're going to make it to DC. So while I'm driving to DC, when I get it close to Union Station, they have the whole street is orange cone. It's orange cone. Part of the description of the study saying, yeah, this is safety. That's the reason why they put it there. So when I get there, I started laughing. I said, this is just too good, God. The way you could teach us, the way you could just take us.
Mm-hmm.
You could just take us and teach us to unlearn the things that we learned from the past and learn some new things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, that we can maintain and we can release to other people.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Yeah, it always surprises. I don't know why it surprises me, because he's so consistent with this, but it's amazing how he seems so like that color, that engagement call on color. That wasn't something that we've really done in the past, but it was on someone's heart who, was the facilitator of that call, to share how kind of the symbolic nature of color and how we can connect to God and healing through that process. And it was just this really timely, right? It was a timely call for you. And I love how God does that, because we really do want to listen to what God is doing in the now and in the moment. And the way we set up our training is so much about giving a space for God to move in our hearts and in our lives, as opposed to just checking a box, like you said, just checking a box and trying to get through it. And so at some point, most of our warriors realize it's better to slow down and to really embrace the process of the journey. Yes. So that you can pull the treasures and the richness out of it. Amen. So you were talking about how the Lord kind of deconstructed you and reconstructed you through the process of that training. Do you want to share, obviously not too personal, but do you want to share, kind of what that was like for you, and how God kind of, I guess, shifted you into a different place in the process?
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I started with the idea of, I really want to get this thing. I really want to get this thing my way. And I believe that his way is better than mine. And I know that he has the answer to every need, whether it is physical, spiritual, whatever need, he has the answer. So as long as I partner with what he is doing, I will not miss it. Mm-hmm. I will not miss it, because even with the thing, my younger daughter takes picture and she sits in something orange and she's sending it back to me, and I'm like, okay, Lord. And I see it everywhere. Even the person, my daughter that was not feeling well, calls me on a video call. She's wearing orange, and I'm like, okay, you're safe. You're safe. Don't worry about that. And she doesn't get it because I didn't tell her. I'm just laughing in my heart, like, wow, she's calling me, she's panicking. But I have this promise and I have this assurance that she's worrying what I'm praying for. Mm. So it's just, like I say, it's mind-blowing.
It's amazing how God puts something in our hearts and opens up a space for us to really step into that. You have another talk that we recorded about You're Invited. And that one kind of talks about the invitation that God gives us. But in this one, what you're really talking about is, it's not just about getting an identity statement, where you just check the box and fill in the space, but it's actually something that becomes a way of living. It's a lifestyle that you have with the Lord that impacts your family, that impacts others. And that is so powerful to me, just to hear you talking about you wearing orange representing safety, and your daughter saying, Mom, you're safe, and for her to, in those moments, recognize that and see that, even though she had no idea what that symbol was about for you. That's really cool, Yvonne. That's a really amazing experience and testimony.
Beautiful experiences. Beautiful. I'm just grateful that, God is faithful. Because, like I say, I wanted to be part of the commission year past. Maybe I wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just the time. So
That's the right time.
I have fun with the Lord, just exploring and studying anew, seeing the Bible in new ways. So looking for treasure in it, not just reading it so that I can put it in my head. I want it to reach my heart, and from that place, flow out of that place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And that's what we're all about. I mean, that's what we hope for. And we really do feel like God has the perfect timing for people. And your timing is now, and we have enjoyed, I've enjoyed getting to know you. I've enjoyed, you being on calls, and, what you share, and just kind of the insights that you carry with your journey with God and all the things He's doing in your life. So I want to say thank you for being here and for sharing your heart and being vulnerable with us. But it's been a pleasure, Yvonne. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so if you guys are interested in, maybe your time is now, as Yvonne says, maybe your time is now to check out the Warrior Commission, just to see more about who we are, what it is that we do. We really have a passion to help people rise into a fullness of their identity. So part of what we look at is how to help people discover their identity statements. And I promise you, Yvonne's is unique to her, although it's powerful, and I want to steal it from her right now. But it's an amazing identity statement of who she is in the kingdom and who she is in God. And so then we try to start figuring out, how do we support you in that, and what does that look like as you continue to step into more of who you are in Christ. So if you guys are interested, check us out. It's thewarriorcommission.com, and we look forward to seeing you guys. You guys have a great day.